Hey, good morning, and welcome to the basics of Mural. Basically, on this walkthrough, we're gonna explore a little bit how to create your new mural, and the main functions of a mural. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and create a new mural, and here you have different options. So you can look for agile if you are willing to have a retrospective, or a wall of work like a Kanban, or building a roadmap. uh, I know that we have things like design sprint. So if you're willing to run a design sprint, you have everything set up. So you can just go ahead and click here. But for our test, we're gonna go ahead and create a blank mural. Uh, Select blank, create, and there we go. So we have our mural. Okay, so the very first thing that I like to do is to rename our mural. So if you go ahead and click right on the top where it says untitled mural, you can go ahead and uh, switch and add the name that you want. So for example, test mural. And besides that, you have that arrow pointing down. So if you click there, you can add to your favorites. You can share the mural. You can export. You have the mural settings, the mural members. Everyone that's gonna be invited to this mural. If you're willing to publish your mural as a template, you can. You can duplicate this mural. You can send to touchscreen display if that's an option. You can search for murals and rooms, or you can delete your mural. Um, out of the blue, we're gonna go ahead and take a look at the mural settings. So here you have, again, the title of your mural. You can edit. You have the background color. For some cases, we really need to change the background color. So here's a great option. We also have the mural size, and it's very nice and funny because you have the character in there, so that shows how big your mural is. Your mural is. Yeah, so for this example, we're gonna use the default, but you have like horizontal 2 times, and that's gonna show you like how big is that in the pixel, and also it's gonna show in the little characters in there. Yeah, the vertical one. Um, and you also have the custom size. So if none of these suits your uh, your workshop or whatever you're doing with the mural, you can go ahead and use the custom one. For us, we're gonna go ahead and use the default, and we're not changing the color. All right. So if we wanna explore a little bit of the icons that we have on the very left here. The very first one is the back to the dashboard, so that's the way out of your mural. This next one is the text part. So you can have the title or the text box, or either add a comment. And you have all the sticky note cards. So you have the 3x3, 5x3, and also the circle ones. You have many colors. You can also edit the colors after adding to the board. So if none of these colors suits your workshop or whatever you're doing, you can go ahead and change that color as well. Next one is the shapes and connectors. So if you're designing a flowchart, or whatever is that's represent a flow, that will represent a flow, you can use those connectors, and you can also use the shapes. You have icons, so it's usually nice to use those to bring some energy to the workshop or to the work that you're doing. So I really like to use those. Uh, the next one is the frameworks. So again, if you're creating something from zero, you can also look for things that's already built here. So for example, if I search for empathy map, I don't need to create an empathy map out of the blue. I can just look for this one. I can get that and scroll to the mural, and it's gonna be set up here. Okay, very nice. So, like we do have for empathy map, we do, like prioritization, and we do have different things here. So I encourage you to go ahead and look for that. Well, we next one is the images. So if you're willing to bring some fun to the workshop or to the work that you're doing, you can add images, and this is looking for Google Images. So if we search like design, it's gonna show, images of design, or in there, mural if you have some graffitis, so whatever image you're looking for, you can uh, go ahead and look here. Yeah, that's gonna bring some fun to your work. Next one is the content library. So this is a brand new option that was added to the Mural. So for example, if you are creating a new activity that's not presented in the framework section, you can create that activity and you can add to your own library. So if you're running a different workshop or a different work where you can use that same exercise that you just created, you can go ahead and look for your content library, and it's going to be showing up here. So usually that's only when it's something that you didn't find in the framework section, so you can create your own and you can add to the content library. And we'll explore how to do that in a later video. Uh, the the next option. Okay, okay. So the next option. Okay, so the next option is the files. So if you're willing to import a file, that could be like a PowerPoint file. That works really well here. So you can import from your computer or from the OneNote file, or you can drag and drop. And the last option is the draw. This is very nice if you have so the draw option is really nice. If you have a touchscreen device, you can use that to draw things like this. You can also draw things with your mouse, like I just did here. It's just not gonna be perfect. So yeah, it's very nice. It has different pens and brushes, so it's very nice to try. Something that I always get caught up is how to get out of this mode. So just look for the done drawing on your left corner, uh, and you can exit that mode. Um, and let's delete that. Okay. All right, so we explored a little bit of the icons here and the options on the mural. So the next thing up here is the voting session. So this is very nice. It's a very nice option that we have in the mural. You can do like voting sessions to decide on ideas, which is really nice to prioritize and get a sense of which idea is the best. So, options here, it's very, very simple to create a voting session. You just click on the start voting session. You name the voting session, of course, and you're gonna add how many votes each person will have. You have different options here. We'll not go through in a very details on this video on this, but it's pretty straightforward. The next one is the private mode. So what this does is if you are afraid of the content that's gonna be right up, or if you wanna like do like a incognito session where you're not seeing whoever's typing or whoever's writing whatever, you can start a private mode. That's gonna be really nice. Next up is the timer. So if you're running a tight agenda, it's always nice to put a timer to keep everybody on the time. Mm. Next one is the facilitator badge. This is gonna just show you what are your privileges as a badge or your superpowers, like Mural likes to call it. Okay, got it. Uh, well, this little text here that's shaded. This is gonna show you like if it's saved or not, or if there's anything pending to be saved, things like that. So it's just like a status little bar. All right, so moving to the right, we have the mural members. So as soon as you start inviting people, they're gonna be showing up here, and you can change their their superpowers. Next up is the share button. So here we have a bunch of options. The first one is to invite people through the email. So you can just type the email of the person here, and you can also change the permissions of the person. Or you can invite by a link. So you can just copy this link and send to the person. The next tab is the view link. So the person with this link, they will be only able to view the content. They will not be able to edit. Or if you want them to edit, you can just switch down here. Uh, we have the export option. This export option will export the whole mural. So the whole white mural that we're showing up here is going to be exported. And you have different formats. So like PDF, PNG, or collab. Yeah, so here we have the PDF, PNG, and all other formats. All right, next up is the export icon. So here you have different options. You can export PDF, PNG, actually the same options that we showed there. And now we have the embedded or the publish as a template. So if you created a bunch of new activities and you would like to share that and publish that as a template, you can. So this is the option. And in my opinion, one of the best things of the Mural is that you can export cards or sticky notes into GitHub issues or Jira issues or either plain text. So if you're um, getting the results of a workshop or anything, you can just get like plain text out of all the sticky notes and put them on an Excel sheet or a text file. Or you can export a specific area to PDF or PNG, which is my preferred option. Okay, next up is the chat. So if you're not on a WebEx meeting or Zoom call, you can always use the chat here in the Mural to communicate with the participants. So let's try the test. Yeah, so it's gonna show your message, who you are, but it's a very nice way to interact inside the Mural. All right, next up is the comments. So if you see a sticky note and would like to add a comment, you can, and the comment's going to be showing up here on which sticky note is that and what's the comment. Next up is the history or all the activities. So like we did a drawing, we added the empathy map, and we created a mural. So yeah, this is the history of everything that we have done here. Next up is the outline. So this is a very, very nice option. I'm not gonna explain like in details what it is now. I'm planning on doing another video on that, so stay tuned. But this is a very nice option for the facilitator of a workshop to navigate the participants through all the areas or through all the activities that we have inside a mural. Uh, Next one is define. So if you're willing to find a specific word or specific text inside of a mural, you can through this option. Or and last but not the least is the help. So if you're willing to contact the customer support or get help center, whatever, you can go ahead and look for that in here. All right. I think the last thing that I would like to share with you all is the Minimap, which is located down here. Um, so the Minimap, whenever you create areas and activities inside here, the Minimap will show and reflect all that. So it's very nice to locate where participants are. Yeah, and really navigate through your mural through the Minimap. So that's very nice. We also have the zoom scroll bar here. You can use your mouse like I'm using right now to zoom in and zoom out. And you can see whenever you zoom in the minimap, the position or the location that you are in the mural. So that's very nice. And you can change that by clicking on that thing. And you can also zoom in and out through the scroll bar here. So you can zoom in and out through here. You have the zoom settings. Basically, this is gonna help you switch from the mouse mode or the trackpad mode. So if you're using a trackpad, it does have different options. Yeah, that's very nice. And you have the last option here, which is the move. So for example, if we have like a bunch of post-it notes or sticky notes here, if you click and try and move like this, if you click inside the object, you probably switch the position for the object instead of moving your way through the mural. So I encourage you, whenever you're exploring the mural or trying to find all the areas or look for specific things inside the mural, to switch to the move mode. So what's that going to do is this is not selecting anything inside the mural. So you can just move freely inside your mural. All right. With that, we conclude the first session of basics on the mural and on how to create your own first mural. And I hope you like it.